World Horse Welfare Penny Farm is a rescue, rehabilitation and rehoming centre. We take in horses that have been abused and neglected, rehabilitate them and look to rehome them at some point in the future. Basically, it's our aim that any horse that comes into the farm does lead a useful and active life. World Horse Welfare Penny Farm today is welcoming Her Royal Highness the Princess Royal, Princess Anne. Princess Anne is the President of World Horse Welfare and she came here in 2001 and opened up the farm. She's not been since, so today is her chance to catch up with the progress we've made, have a look at some of the changes we've made on the farm, speak to the staff and meet some of the horses and ponies that we have rescued and are looking to rehome.
It's a real pleasure to be back at Penny Farm and to see how much it's moved on since I was here. And it's nice to be able to reflect on the numbers, the difference that it's made since it's been here to the lives of so many, mostly ponies, some horses, and just occasionally donkeys, but not obviously all that often. We knew that it was a good place to have a base up here, and so as it's turned out, so to Penny's enthusiastic support has made it possible for us to do that, but to also improve this venue to become much more efficient and to allow us to be able to rehome many more of those horses than probably we would have been able to do in the past. That's an enormous credit to everybody who works here to be able to take in 500 horses and to be able to rehome that number is really rather extraordinary. And I know there will be there will be others in that number which were never going to make it. But it is a real credit that there are not only the people but the horses themselves have responded to the care and attention that they get here to become companions, but also to become proper riding animals and to go on and carry out a useful and, for them, I think, equally importantly, enjoyable life. But we've been able to achieve an awful lot more thanks to so many of you who rehome, and we would like a lot more to look at World Horse Welfare and Penny Farm in particular for this area. For those who maybe haven't been involved very much with horses, who think they might want to, actually rehoming a horse, it is a really good way of starting because you get such good support. You get support when you first make that connection with the staff and with the animal. You get support after that when the animal returns to you. And it is not a commitment that it has to be complete. You can, if it doesn't suit you and you don't turn out to have the facilities, you can say, no, this doesn't suit me. And that's really important. Because for many people, making that purchase ties you in a way that you really don't know what to do next. And many of these animals who've come here have been as a result of that change. Some of those will be changes that were beyond their control, that people who in the past would have been able to manage perfectly well and then can't, but won't give up. Others who never really intended to and have never really been terribly interested in maintaining the welfare of those animals because it was a commercial venture and they're not interested in the outcome. Those are really difficult because they're getting more of those and they come in bigger numbers, and be able to manage those. And Penny Farm is learning how to deal with that, and to be able to rehome those is equally tricky.
With the horse crisis, we are finding increasingly that the groups of ponies we're taking are very large groups. The crush and run pen gives us the facility to accommodate those ponies. It helps us to handle them quickly, efficiently and safely. It's like a corridor that the ponies go through and then a small holding station where we can keep them there while the vet has a look at them. If need be, we can sedate them so that we can treat the feet, treat them for lice and for worms, and the vet can give them a quick examination. That's so that the girls, the staff, don't have to handle the ponies and put themselves in danger.
This visitor centre here provides such a valuable source of knowledge and understanding of the issues that face animals, particularly horses in the area. What are the needs that they face? Why it is that you can't just turn them out and ignore them? And that in itself has a real benefit for the future in terms of the number of people who understand what it is that is required. But hopefully to understand there's another issue here, which is that we probably are still breeding too many animals of all sorts. and that they do end up in difficult conditions, and sometimes completely impossible ones. So I hope that more people will look to the World Horse Welfare for that knowledge and understanding from years of experience, and to work with people. We believe that our international experience of working with people and helping to educate those who need horses as part of their working lives is just as valid here. Working with groups of travellers who still have lots of animals but not necessarily the space to put them, getting them to understand that things have moved on, and that we can help them deal with those issues when it's not so convenient. And other groups where we find they have problems. That's what we want to do. We want to make sure that the experience and education that we have available gets us promoted as widely as possible. And those of you who come here on a regular basis have already learnt a great deal. And you've got eyes and ears, and I know that some of you have already contributed in that sense to the ability of Penny Farm to do their job. But it's not just raising funds, it is about eyes and ears, and making sure that people understand that education is available, help is available, support is available. And that's for the benefit of all those animals that are out there, some of whom might end up here. Now, some of you would argue they're jolly lucky to end up here, and I might agree with you. But that's not really the point of the exercise. And for the staff here, that's definitely not part of the exercise. But for those of you who also have enjoyed the company of those animals who've been here and been well educated here, your commitment to World Horse Welfare and those animals is much appreciated. We couldn't do it without you, and we hope that Penny Farm not only restores many horses, ponies, and the occasional donkey, and even a mule, to good health, will benefit not just through you, but through the visitor centres for promoting that education more widely. And as I say, it's a pleasure to come here again and see the changes and the improvements, and the different animals. Certainly nothing here when I was here before. Which is as it should be. That would be ridiculous. I hope for everybody who was involved in the early days at Penny Farm to know what an impact it's made is encouraging for the future, and to know that that kind of support can go on making a real impact on into the future. So thank you so much for those of you who've been here before for coming back, and perhaps those who perhaps haven't been here before. Maybe this will be the first of many. So thank you.